Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning, 2 killed in Portland. Parish records 3 murders since the start of 2025. The Portland police were kept busy during the last 24 hours as they investigate 2 murders, which pushed the number of homicides committed in the parish to 3 since the start of the year. Late Sunday evening at Windsor Forest in the parish, 2 Haitian male nationals reportedly got into a fight. During the fracas, one allegedly punched the other, who fell and hit his head. He was reportedly taken to Port Antonio Hospital, where he died Monday morning while undergoing treatment. The other incident reportedly occurred on Monday at a garage located on Folly Road in Port Antonio. The police report that about 4:30 p.m., Osheen Reed, who works at the garage, was effecting repairs to a motor vehicle when he was approached by a man who inquired about a used bumper for a Toyota Axia motor car. Shortly after, loud explosions were heard, and Reed was seen lying face down and bleeding from his upper body. He was taken to the Port Antonio Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The alleged shooter escaped on foot. The first murder in the parish for the year occurred in Buff Bay late January. Portland, once regarded as the safest parish on the island, is currently behind Manchester, St. Elizabeth, and Trelawney, where either one or no murders have been recorded so far this year. Westmoreland yields jurors for Mario Deane case March 3 trial. It appears that the decision to move the Mario Deane murder trial outside of St. James has yielded results. When the case was called up for the first time in the Westmoreland Circuit Court on Monday, the court was informed that 60 people had been summoned for jury duty. While the total number of people who actually showed up is unclear, defense attorney Dalton Reed said the number was more than those seen in St. James. The matter is to be called up on Friday for a case management hearing ahead of the March 3 date set for trial. A lack of jurors has been one of the factors that have led to the case's slow progress through the court system. 3 cops were slapped with charges in connection with the 2014 beating death of then 31-year-old Deane. Corporal Elaine Stewart, Constables Juliana Cleavon and Marlon Grant are all charged with manslaughter, perverting the course of justice, and misconduct in public office. Allegations are that Deane was arrested for possession of a ganja spliff and placed in custody, where he was brutally beaten on August 3, 2014. Deane received severe injuries to his brain, which left him in a coma. He died 3 days later in Cornwall Regional Hospital in St. James. It is alleged that the 3 cops were on duty at the police station at the time Deane was beaten. It is further alleged that Corporal Stewart instructed that the cell in which the attack took place be cleaned before the arrival of investigators from the Independent Commission of Investigations. In May 2014, St. James Parish Judge Sandra Wong Small ruled that the 3 cops should stand the trial. However, the case was delayed for almost a decade. It is now one of the cases that will be heard in the Hillary session of Westmoreland Circuit Court, which is expected to run from February 17 to March 14. SSL fraud now firmly in the political domain. PNP promises Commission of Inquiry into Missing Funds saga. The $4.7 billion fraud at the securities dealer stocks at the Securities Limited, which has impacted track icon Usain Bolt and more than 200 other people, is now firmly in the political domain. On Sunday night, opposition leader and the People's National Party president Mark Golding used a political platform to declare that a future PNP government will leave no stone unturned in determining where Bolt's and other clients' money went. He also promised a commission of inquiry into the matter to determine how the massive fraud went undetected by the state's regulatory agency. The matter, which is before the court, was brought back into the spotlight last week when Bolt expressed displeasure at the length of time it was taking for him to recoup his missing funds. He also suggested that it was only the government that could make that happen. Since his comments, he has been criticized, including by at least one prominent member of the governing Jamaica Labour Party, who suggested he should bear some responsibility for his lost investment. That prompted a response from his attorney, who alleged victim shaming and now the parliamentary opposition, which has promised to get involved. Golden made his promise while addressing a PNP meeting in the St. Andrew West Central constituency of Prime Minister Andrew Holness to introduce Paul Buchanan as the party's standard bearer for the seat in the upcoming general election. The PNP president used the occasion to lay the blame squarely at the feet of the government. It pains my heart to see what this government is doing to the greatest sprinting legend of Jamaica, Usain Bolt, Golden said in his address to comrades. It is a disgrace. The man invested his money for his retirement in an institution regulated by the Financial Services Commission regulatory body for investments in the country, and there was a massive fraud going on in there, added Golding. He alleged that when the fraud became public in January 2023, the then Finance Minister, Dr. Nigel Clark, was negligent in dealing with the matter. He also said that the Prime Minister took his money out of SSL before it collapsed. In a statement in January 2023, the Prime Minister denied allegations in the public sphere at the time that he had borrowed the money from SSL. He disclosed that while he opened an account with SSL in 2008, he liquidated the last remaining financial instrument managed by SSL on his behalf and gave instructions for his account to be closed in September 2021. I have no funds currently with SSL, and I have not done any business with SSL since September 2021, Holness said. Nonetheless, Golding said, Bolt and others were left to suffer massive losses, in his case, millions and millions of US dollars that he raised through his exploits on the track to bring glory to Jamaica. He questioned what can go so. When we form government, no stone will be left unturned to chase down the money for Mr. Bolt and the others. No stone will be left unturned, Golding declared. And he repeated a call he made last Thursday for the Kroll report to be made public. We want the Kroll report to see what has happened, and there must be a commission of inquiry into the regulatory failures that would allow an institution like that, licensed to deal in securities and manage people's money, to have been operating for years and carrying out such a massive fraud, and the regulator let them go ahead until it was too late, Golden charged. He said the PNP will get to the bottom of it, stating that the signal must be sent to the diaspora and to others overseas that we take it seriously and that Jamaica is a place where you can come and invest your money. This government is letting the people down and letting the side down, and it is a disgrace, he said. During his budget debate presentation in March 2023, Dr. Clark disclosed that the government had engaged the services of Kroll Associates UK Limited to assist with the forensic probe into the SSL fraud, arising from writing to and collaborating with the Foreign Commonwealth and the Development Office of the United Kingdom. This morning, I signed a statement of work with Associates UK, Clark said. He shared that Kroll Associates, the British subsidiary of the multinational risk and financial advisory firm, will provide forensic audit investigative services to the Financial Investigations Division in its probe of the SSL matter. Kroll will bring leading-edge technology which will support the FID in unraveling all aspects of this 13-year fraud and bring co-conspirators and accomplices to justice, Clark declared. In September last year, SSL indicated that it was advanced in its plans to pay back thousands of clients, noting that the payout was largely from the proceeds of the international securities client portfolio sale, with an approximate value in excess of US $30 million or $4.7 billion. The JLP said at the time that it was not satisfied with the pace of the payback and urged the owners of SSL to do right by Bolt and to others who have not recouped their funds, which was allegedly fleeced by at least one employee of the investment company wealth advisor Deane and Panton, who is now before the courts. Since January 2023, the investment house has been embroiled in the fraud scandal, involving the loss of more than $4 billion from 200 accounts, including that of Bolt, who reportedly lost more than $12 million. Guys, thanks for watching. Please join us this afternoon at 2 p.m. for another news update.